Time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, folks, she's been on the job for 26 years. She certainly did a great job in Greater Hazleton. I'm talking about my good friend, Donna Palermo. Donna is the president of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, and she's decided to just take it easy and enjoy her life. But folks, what do we really know about the Chamber of Commerce? I remember when I was in college and we were involved, Johnny Morado and I had started our business, Morado and Lesante. We were approached to join the Chamber. What does the Chamber do? I mean, what is it? A bunch of people get together. Then I got involved with the Chamber through Mike Greco and a number of people in downtown, and we proceeded to see that a lot of things can be done for the Greater Hazleton area. And I'd like to do a little memory lane with Donna today and then bring us up to par. And folks, you're going to be surprised to hear just exactly the many arms that the Chamber has. Donna, how are you?
I'm very good, Sam. Thank you.
Now, you're too young to retire. And I'm jealous and I'm envious, but I wish you and your husband the best. Okay.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm sure you have anybody who's been in your position for 26 years. So I mean, you had to like it and got involved with it. You always have mixed emotions about, right, particularly the people you work with, the friends you see, and all the things committees you've had and these successes they've had. Going back 26 years ago, Don, what were you doing?
I was actually hired as the executive secretary of the Chamber of Commerce at that time. I left Jerry McGuire, realtor. Actually, Jerry gave me my first office job after I came out of school at
He's a corker, isn't he, Jerry?
Yes, he is. He's a great guy.
He's still hanging in there.
Yes, he is. Yeah. But Jerry helped me out by giving me my first office job, and from there was hired at the Chamber as the executive secretary.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you became executive secretary. Okay, mm-hmm. What do you perceive the Chamber of Commerce to be when you became executive secretary? Your vision, etc. What did you encounter 26 years ago?
At that time, I personally did not know all that much, so I had a learning curve there to learn about what the Chamber did, and was really quite pleasantly surprised on how much the Chamber did for the community, but most importantly, because the Chamber is a membership-based organization, how much they did to help the businesses in the Greater Hazleton area. That is the main purpose of the Chamber of Commerce, is to provide benefits for the membership and also then work with the community to help improve the community at large. 26
years ago, what was the major concern? Okay, so you're executive secretary. When did you become the president then?
I became the interim president in October of 2000 and then president in May 1st of 2001.
Okay, so when you became in 2000, okay, what were some of the things that you were encountering at the time, the Chamber was encountering?
Well, it's always basically the same, and it's always for the Chamber, always looking for products, for benefits, to help our Chamber members, but also very, very active in transportation issues. That is one of the key elements, I think, of the Chamber, is that we're so involved in transportation, trying to make our roadways safe for our workers and our pedestrians. So transportation was always on the top of the list, as was Nescopec State Park. At that time, we were trying to get an environmental education center built at Nescopec State Park. So a lot going on in that effort as well.
When you have these projects, okay, I know there's a number of times the members send surveys or they're asked for questions of what you think are important, and you list them and we check, yes, very, not satisfactory or whatever. What I like the public to know, all right, if you're not involved with an organization, you don't understand that much. You heard of it, like, for example, the Lions Club or the Rotary Club or Unico or whatever club it may be. When you get involved, you're with Rotary, right?
Yes.
Well, now you know what Rotary does, okay? So then, other than reading it in the Standard Speaker or listening it to on SSP TV, Channel 13, you hear what you've done. But sticking with the Chamber, we envisioned back in the late 60s, all right, when Mike Greco was developing his Greco Centrum. That would have been, were you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. That would have been absolutely fantastic if it would have been finished, okay? But we were getting a lot of opposition to that, okay? And I think if we would have had a much stronger chamber at the time, you know, such as what you have done, I think we would have been able to, we would have been ahead of our time, okay? So with that being said, to the public, all right, when you're talking about transportation, there's other committees you have, all right?
Right. Oh my gosh.
What in general, okay, if I had to ask you, what is the mission of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, what would you tell me?
To serve our membership. Membership, the businesses are always first with the Chamber of Commerce, and especially that was my mission as well. I mean, it's definitely the mission of the Chamber, but we're here because of the business members of our organization. So it's up to us to provide benefits for all of those membership. And that's very difficult to do at times because our membership is so diverse. From the smallest mom and pop shops to the largest industries in the industrial parks, we have to be able to provide something for everybody. So if that comes down to small business counseling that we conduct free in our office 3 times a month, or to providing OSHA training for those larger industries, we have to find that balance between serving all segments of our business community that are our members.
In the office right now, okay, in the Chamber of Office here on Broad Street, how many divisions do you have?
Well, in addition to 7 employees of our chamber, we house also Leadership Hazleton. We have the Mountain Council of Governments. We have the Greater Hazleton Area Civic Partnership. And now we brought on board the Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress. So without the chamber providing services for those organizations in our office, quite frankly, they wouldn't exist. So that's a really strong goal of ours also, to help other nonprofits succeed as well.
Okay, so you mentioned a number of things. So now the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce becomes active in things that are for the betterment of the community.
Definitely.
Hence, we'll get to transportation in a minute, but let's look at Minsec, okay? What established then that what happened that the chamber became so involved in saying, look, it went to Tara Toohill, a representative, and said, look, we have a concern here. But before you guys just shoot from the hip, I'm sure there had to be some preliminary, discussions or concerns. And how did this evolve?
Definitely. Well, in the case of Minsec, quite frankly, nobody really knew what that facility was until we start seeing incidents happening with escapes and robberies and retail thefts and bank robberies. So the business community came to us, the downtown business community. I started getting many calls about this facility, hurting their businesses, afraid to be walking on the sidewalks, being intimidated by people from that facility on the sidewalks that they had to cross streets to cross. Again, just hurting the downtown businesses. So again, because we're a chamber, because we're representing businesses, and quite frankly, the quality of life in our downtown, our board of directors, took a stand against Minsec and had meetings. When Representative Toohill came on board, she wasn't even sworn in, and that was one of the first meetings. I called her into my office. We sat down with her, told her about the concerns of the community, about the business community, the incidents happening there, and thankfully Tara jumped right on board on that, as did Senator Udicek and Congressman Barletta. But the chamber really spearheaded that movement. Now here we are, a business organization trying to get a business out of the downtown. But because it had such a negative effect on the downtown, that's why we really came out strong, with that, fighting that effort. So many trips to Harrisburg, many conversations with the governor's office, with the secretary of corrections, and we really fought long and hard on that. And it wasn't an easy battle, but just seeing how that affected our business community and people coming downtown Hazleton, we really took a hard stance on that, and it paid off.
So when you had that goal to because of the problems, the chamber focused in on that with their committees, and I know there was countless meetings on that. Folks, I'm talking to Donna Palermo. She is the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and she's taking it easy, folks. She's going to be retiring, I think, at the end of March, right? Or beginning of April.
End of April.
End of April, and she's going to enjoy her family, She deserves it. We'll be back, talk a little bit more about the Chamber, folks, and what are some other issues that the Chamber gets involved with, and why should you be a member? Okay, you don't necessarily have to have a business to become a member. There's a lot of benefits, by joining the Chamber. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Thank you very much for those kind words I'm getting on the emails and some of the constructive criticism. I appreciate them, folks. My email, or first of all, you can watch us 24/7. Every one of the shows we produce, a lot of great things happening here at SSP TV. We appreciate that. My email is sam@ssptv.com if you have any comments or questions. But sometimes people say, Sam, why don't you have this person on? Why don't you have that person on? And I appreciate that. My guest today is Donna Palermo. She's been with the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce for 26 years. She is the current president, and she's retiring at the end of April. And we're talking about the Chamber. To continue on with Minsec, here again, someone says, well, that's in Hazleton. Okay, how does it affect the surrounding area? Why don't you explain that?
Well, it not only affected downtown Hazleton, but a lot of crimes were committed in West Hazleton, actually a murder in West Hazleton. We've had surrounding areas in Greater Hazleton with a lot of incidents taking place from these people who are they were left going out on work release or just for some free time. And as they were out, they were committing crimes out at Walmart, in other areas. Police chase that ended over by Humboldt that had 7 police departments. So it really caused havoc for the entire Greater Hazleton area.
Okay, so that was one project, okay, and you didn't get any gray hair on that, okay, at least I know.
A few in there.
Yeah, okay. So now we come to downtown Hazleton, and as any chamber, such as Bob Carl in Pottsville with his chamber is doing great, okay, Schuylkill County Chamber, we begin to see things develop, all right? And the chamber itself, when you become a member, let me stick with that. There's so many things I want to talk about so the community knows. The membership benefits. What are some of the membership benefits? And you don't have to be a business person to be a member.
Right. Well, number one, a lot of networking opportunities, a lot of opportunities to get your business out there and meet other people. Naturally, that's what we want to see, are businesses working with each other. Maybe it's an industrial park who makes boxes, and there's another company who has to ship things. So we want to work together and have the businesses work with each other. But just trying to promote what the businesses have here, it is very surprising how many people don't understand how many quality businesses we have right here in Greater Hazleton. It is more advantageous to me sometimes when I bring people on, in the office from outside of the area. Case in point, American Eagle Outfitters, a new industry under construction right now. Took them all on a community tour. I was with them for 5 hours. They love the area. They appreciate what we have here. Person from Bemis Company who's coming in on a transfer. Same thing. When you bring people in from outside the area, they truly appreciate what we have here. And unfortunately, sometimes our own local people don't realize what we do have here.
I have so many things in my mind, and I think about when you're talking about working together. I mentioned at the Alliance meeting when we had it a few weeks ago, which I hear again, that's going to be a beautiful thing for the area. When I have people, when I was working with Jack Palance, we would have people from the New York Times come in here, ABC, and we would meet, okay, and they would just look at the area and say, this is a beautiful town, okay, and people would come in looking at it differently. But sometimes, I know Hazleton is never going to be the way it was. There's always this situation, and no city is going to be that way. And sometimes it's unfortunate, but in the same token, let's make it better in different respects. Right. And I think that's what we become our own worst enemies sometimes, Donna, because we have a perception, who wants to see the people getting shot? Who wants it? Nobody does, okay? Right. And Frank DeAndrea with his Hazleton Police Department, the West Hazleton, the McAdoo, the Freeland, the Cunningham, the Sugarloaf, Butlertown, all the police departments are doing a fabulous job.
They do a great job.
Unbelievably fabulous job. So the community says, the community said, look, how do we make it, how do we work together and make it better?
Well, that's the key though. The communication and people to get involved. It's okay to complain about everything that's wrong, but quite frankly, join a committee, join something to make it better. You know, instead of complaining all the time, join in and help to make something better. We have a lot of committees, Lions Clubs, Rotary Clubs. There's a lot of organizations in Greater Hazleton that you can become involved in. So my response to that is, if you don't like what you're seeing, volunteer to try to make a difference.
And there's a great opportunity right now existing with the Alliance.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That is going to be, here's Krista Snyder and
Right.
Neil D'Angelo Jr. saying,
Right.
we're looking for people, because
Yes.
I think the public's going to be really surprised to see that what this downtown progress
Definitely, yes.
So there's where a
Yeah.
great, we need volunteers, people saying, look, this is what's wrong, that we can help. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's definitely it. I mean, even for the case, everybody knows Fun Fest happens every year out the first weekend after Labor Day. That just doesn't happen overnight. I have 2 employees who work full-time, mostly full-time, to
Is that
make
a
that
good thing?
happen.
Is Fun Fest a good thing?
It's a great thing. You're helping nonprofit organizations. The city really doesn't have any other type of parades and so forth. So we honor our military. We recognize our EMS people, everybody who's volunteering in this community takes part in that parade. So it's a great opportunity for not only the nonprofits to sell their food and make some money. A lot of them, it's their largest fundraiser of the year. But more importantly, it brings people downtown, it brings people together to have a great time. And it's free. It's free family entertainment.
And sometimes the perception a couple of years ago was a perception that don't go there, there's going to be problems downtown, et cetera.
There's always rumors with it.
Well,
And
so then we try to do whatever we can. You know, when you're talking about image, and again, and with all due respect to the city council and school board, thank God the school board is, with Wallace as the president, and the school board they're working together. They agree to disagree, but I think we have one of the finest school boards we've ever had. That's my opinion. I'm a little concerned about city council. I'm going to have Jack Mundy on his people, because image is important.
it definitely is.
You come in, let's assume you want to bring a business in town.
Yeah.
And this is what I think people sometimes, some of them realize. Your husband wants to place a business in Greater Hazleton. So you, the wife, you want to come in here and spend a week. So what do you see?
Well, this is case in point. The person I brought from Bemis, one of their other facilities, she came in not only because she's interested in accepting a job here at the local plant, but she needed to see what the community had here, because she was bringing her husband with her, what the community had to offer. He had some special needs, so he had to know, well, are there rehab centers here? Are there doctors here? Case in point, anything that happens here, we're all on the website. So the first thing anybody looks at is they go to the website, and if they see all this negativity surrounding the area, that's a turnoff. Case in point, one of the tours I took recently, the one person said to me, well, what happened with those Luzerne County judges? Now, we know that was several years ago, but it's still out there, and they hear these things. So it's up to us to project that positive image, and with help from the media, such as you and the Standard Speaker and others, we need to do, a really good job promoting this area, because what they see a lot of times or hear is not the fact.
And kudos to my daughter Janine. She started the community show, and
show.
That show, when she put it together, she put her heart into that, along with Tim Novotny, who were working with her. But what I saw the show, and I said, you know what, Janine, I was learning a different. I didn't know Carmen DeLeese from Carmen's did everything he did. I didn't know Humboldt Industrial, all these different things that I saw. It was like very impressive.
And that's why the media is so important to us and the chamber and what we do, because if we're promoting the farmers market, or we're promoting downtown events or any other chamber event, we need that help to get that good information out there and for people to participate. So we're certainly appreciative to you and the media.
You guys have been great. Folks, I'm talking to Donna Palermo. She's going to pack it in the end of April. She's going to enjoy her family. I wish them all the best of health. When we come back, what are some words of wisdom we have, and where are we going in the area right now? I'm telling you, folks, there's a lot of great things. If you saw the show on the Alliance, downtown progress for the Alliance in Progress, right?
Hazleton.
It's good. It's going to be fantastic. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks, and welcome to all those new viewers we have on Service Electric Cablevision. Service Electric Cablevision really expanding, folks, and we are picking up another 4,000 households. My guest today, Donna Palermo, President of the Chamber of Commerce, been there for 26 years, retiring at the end of April. The Chamber does a lot. Speaking of the Chamber, sometimes people think it's a political organization. It's a Republican, it's a Democrat. You have to work with all kind of legislators. How do you do that carefully and without people giving you a stigma saying, they're only for the Republicans, they're only for the Democrats?
Well, that's one of the things that I'm most proud of. Our chamber is totally non-political. It's in our bylaws that we do not endorse candidates. It's very important that we keep an open dialogue with all of our legislators because we have so many issues that we have to deal with, and we have to be on good, working relationship with them. So we do not endorse candidates. We'll have people who are in office speak at red carpet breakfast as an update, but we do not give them a forum, to when they're running for office. So we've been very successful the way we operate, and I'm very proud of that fact that we have a very good working relationship with all of our legislators.
And we see that. The legislators that I have on the show, it's the same thing. We hold them accountable, but that's that's our part of it. When you're looking at as retiring, what would you like to see happen, Donna? To maintain your legacy to a degree. What do you think you would like to see envisioned for the Greater Hazleton area?
Well, again, it all relates back to our membership. So we need to constantly be providing services that help the businesses succeed. The small business counseling is very, very important. But again, having the services there for them, that's the goal of the chamber. Having that open communication, having something for everyone to take advantage. But again, you have to have the quality of life here for these businesses to stay in business. So that means we have to continue working on the downtown improvement. The city is the hub of Greater Hazleton area. I know sometimes outlying communities, the city, but if the city does not survive, our outlying communities aren't going to survive also. We're the hub of the area. So we need to improve the downtown, and there is such a great movement going on right now, not only with our downtown committee that we do all of the banners or the trash receptacles and the events for the businesses and for the children, but like you said, now with the new organization with Krista, we're part of that. I'm on that board, and the chamber will always be involved in it. There's a lot going on with the public-private partnership of DBI, the Hayden family, the Spears, the Fellons, the Wagners. There's so many, the Lesantes. When we had the meeting, the legacy meeting with all the, I'm going to say, old-timers in the room, when we looked around that room and saw 25 people with, if you counted up the years, over 1,000 years in business.
The meeting I was at?
Yes.
I was telling Lou Dreyfus, I was so impressed with seeing Carmen, Mrs. Fellon, from Fellons, and George Senior is, and I don't want to miss anyone, Dr. Chatlow, everyone there, working, for the betterment of the community.
The commitment is there.
Yeah, I was extremely Gary Lamont.
Right.
I don't want to miss anybody, but
and bringing into the fold. The relationship that is continuing to build with the Latino population, that is key. That is definitely key. So we need to continue to have the Latino businesses involved, the residents involved, and I think the future is so great. On one hand, I'm happy to be retiring. On the other hand as well, this is a great opportunity, and a lot is going to be happening.
Yeah, so, you get excited about it.
Yes.
Membership, you have energy. People could save on energy, insurances, health insurance, and you don't have to have a business, correct?
No. For the residential, it's open to anybody who is served by a PPL customer. So through our relationship with Chamber Choice, I was happy that our chamber actually put this program together. And we're able to bring in 17 other chambers in Northeast PA to make this happen. Plus, it's available in Central and Western Pennsylvania.
Now, your website is?
HazletonChamber.org.
HazletonChamber.org. Just private citizens, folks. There's so much going on. Donna, I can only say on behalf of my family, okay, and everyone here at SSP TV, you've always been such a professional, and you've always treated us with respect. You've never skirted anything. Anytime we ever needed, information, you were there, and we're going to certainly miss you. I only hope that your replacement could do just as you did, and hopefully better. But it's going to be some heavy shoes to.
Well, there's a lot of good people in Greater Hazleton and Northeast PA, so I'm sure whoever the next person is will do just fine, and I will be here to help them. In the meantime. And I will continue to live in the city of Hazleton.
Well, I know Janine has some future plans on board here, and I'm not going to say what they are, but I'm sure we'll be seeing you, okay?
Yes, you will.
Tell
Thank
your husband and your family the best. I wish the best to your family.
Thank you, and thank you for all of your support throughout my career.
It was our pleasure. Folks, Donna Palermo, she is retiring from the Chamber of Commerce, did a great job, and a lot of great things happening. She planted great seeds, and we're starting to see some little trees and plants developing from those seeds, and they're going to blossom within the next few years. We're going to have a great downtown. We just hope our political system would get a little better, and we would not have the bickering and the arguing in public meetings, because it shows an image that we do not want to have. Stay with us for the Sam Lesante shows. We have a lot of great shows coming up this year, particularly in March. You're going to be surprised. I have this ultra-liberal coming on, folks. It's going to be a riot. So remember 24/7 SSPTV.com. We'll see you next time.